Welcome to Aneke TV, the heartbeat of culture, truth, and innovation. From breaking news to inspiring documentaries, from grassroots traditions, mysteries of life to global perspectives, we'll tell your stories. We amplify your voice and your vision. With every screen we light up, we connect, inform, and empower. It's more than a television. This is Aneke TV. We move with the world.
Good morning and thank you for joining us on The Insight today. Remember, The Insight is a program where we x-ray heartbeat of policies, topics, newspaper headlines, issues that shape our nation. We'll bring you expert opinion, men and women who have been at the forefront of shaping these policies. And today, we will be speaking with a distinguished academic, a former deputy chairman of an LGA, a two-time special advisor to the government of Enugu State, an astute administrator, and presently, the executive chairman of Ezagu local government in Enugu State, speaking about Honorable Dr. Vitalis Chinedu Ndu. Honorable, it's a pleasure to have you on this site.
Thank you, Chair. My pleasure too.
Yeah, I'm so happy to finally have seen you. I've seen you in the media a lot, and thank you that today I'm meeting you firsthand.
Thank you.
Honorable, let's talk about the recent award, the most local government chairman, corporate-friendly chairman in Enugu State. It was an award, and that award for us in particular speaks volume, because it's not an award that we'll see given anyhow or anywhere. Chairman, what informed that award?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. This question could have been asked to the state coordinator of NYSC.
Okay.
But given what she said, we did what I consider the basic things a local government chairman is supposed to do. And when I was given the award, I said it is a product of teamwork and dedication to service. What did we do? Simple things that we were supposed to do. Taking care of the people in our locality as corpers, helping them to relocate to a new environment, like sending buses to go and get them to the new place where they are posted, and then giving them orientation, how they can cope and relate with the locals, and then interacting with the police also to ensure that they assist them. These are things I think it's basic for a council chairman to do. And they find it worthy that I should come and be given an award in that regard. But for me, I don't think it's an award. I think it's a motivation that people should do the right thing when they are in power. Because I remember vividly, I did my service at Kwara State. And at the Bata camp, when we were passing out, I saw a bus that is destined to different localities where we have been redeployed. So when my aides will write letters to me that new corpers are being sent to Ezagu local government and they need an approval for them to go and convert them, I think it's a normal thing. Okay. So for me, I think we did what we were supposed to do.
All right. Now that you mentioned it, a very catchy word for me. When we do research, when we talk about you, the first thing people say is a people-centered policies. That's how they describe you. A people-centered servant leader. But before I go into that, what informed a man like you to delve into Nigerian politics? Because it's unheard of. You've been outside this nation, very successful. You've been successful in the academia. And as a private person, and one wouldn't expect your likes in Nigerian politics. What informed you wanting to go into politics, first of all?
Well, naturally, my stint in leadership is always accidental. Maybe you didn't mention that in my university, I was a president of Students' Union.
Okay.
I contested that office because a few friends how we go to read think I should contest. And they campaigned, and I contested, and I won. So some of these things are simple service.
For you, it's just service to humanity.
It's just service. That is what it is. For the issue of being chairman of the local government, of course, you did mention that I was a deputy chairman. One day my phone rang in 2008. A flag bearer of a political party, he said he wants me to be his running mate. That was my journey to becoming a deputy chairman. And in everything you do, you learn. So I spent 4 years as a deputy chairman. In the academic, for a 4-year program, you should be having your BSc or BA. And if you have an experience and something calls for that, you need to give your services. Of course, I lecture in the university, I teach management. So if my people say they find me worthy to come and serve them as a council chairman, I think I have to put in my best and serve them. So it's not restricted to people who are doing politics. For me, I think even politics should not be a career. It should be something you do as a service and return back to base.
Okay. Well said. Let's now talk about your policies and actions. The Future is Green initiative. What's that all about?
Yeah, you really mentioned about people-centered decisions
Yes.
in terms of policy. One of the things we did is being mindful of our people's needs. Of course, a whole lot need to be done, but you need to scale it, how important they are. The problems of Ezang local government may be different from Enugu not local government. In our locality where we came in, we observed paucity and scanty means of transportation. We organized what we called a youth seminar, but these children couldn't find it easy to commute or transport themselves from the local government to where they may eventually get buses to the locality. We have interacted with our civil servants, and they are finding it difficult, very high, to meet commuters to come to the local government. So we launched the Ibudo Mass Transit as a social intervention, not purely for economic gain, but to bridge that gap so that they will not be exploited, so that transport can be affordable. That was the first thing we did because we know they need it. Even though it's difficult to manage it, you could understand what it means in Nigeria to manage people where you don't follow them. And even if you mount a digital network there are areas where there's no network for you to know what is happening. But we have to do it because it's something that's benefits the people. Okay. These are the things we know we need to do. So the future is green approach of it is trying to tell them that leadership is all about commitment. If we are sincere and dedicated, definitely we are going to get a better service for the people.
All right. Your Excellency, Honorable, the people that told me about you didn't make a mistake. I was told I was going to meet a man who doesn't like speaking about his achievements. And I've seen that you are so economical with it. Speaking about the Eziago Ibudo Mass Transit, which I was well informed is non-profit. But you really mentioned about the health sector as well. Aneke Organihu for the people.
Let me tell you, some of these things are basics. Of course, you talked about our policies. Let me now tell you about security also. When we came into power, we told our people we want to fight insecurity through development.
Sorry, fight insecurity through development.
Yeah, it's cheaper. What do I mean by that? If, for instance, the commonest of it all is the attack of farmers in the farmlands. One is being caused by lack of access road. Two is being caused lack of access for even people to respond when there is emergency. If you create road into the farmland or within that particular place, if there is emergency, even the police can respond faster. Even the neighborhood can respond faster. And there will be movement within the area. And this scares people. So we started to adopt that approach to save costs and achieve greater results. So most of the areas we decided to intervene are the places we know there is very high insecurity and there are farmlands that are situated there. One of those is the Uguambara Road we constructed. This is a farmland that is being used by our people. But this is also an area that insecurity is very high. Today, that road is asphalted. People now move freely. The farmers now have sense of belonging because there is presence of human beings. And it should, in case if they are attacked, the police can respond faster. So that way you have solved insecurity. You've created access road. And you've encouraged farming within that locality that also boosts the economy. So we're conscious of what to do, the impact on the people, not just doing it, because we have limited resources and we have a whole lot that needs to be done. So you must be conscious of the decisions you are taking to impact more on the people.
Okay. Speaking about saving costs through building of road, that should be expensive. And given the fact that for someone who has completed about 5.22 kilometers of road, not just all, there are others, about 1.6 kilometers, talking about roads leading from Orie Ezumezu to Umanandiago, going through to Agobu Owa, and the rest of them. Their list, when I was doing this research, most of the things I come across was roads. Anybody I ask, when I put a call across, they'll say, he built this road, he built that road. And I'm forced to ask, how do you manage to do that?
Well,
speaking to resources now.
Yeah. You see, these things is all about having the best people to do it. I'm blessed to have some people, experts, who actually assist us. There was a visit I heard in my office, the Nigerian Institute of Civil Engineers.
Okay.
The chairman is Engineer Festus Iweku. And we try to talk about the challenges the local government has, where a contractor will be the one designing the road he will build. And then you as government will know little or nothing about it. The ideal thing should be the government will design a road. It will be tendered for. Then the consultant can monitor whether you are doing it accordingly. So he offered free to assist the government. He has worked and he has earned his living. He said he will offer it as a free service. He designed those roads. He supervises them. And when, during the tender process, he was able to make it easier for the contractors how to achieve it. He has spent over 30 years globally working. So I will consider myself as being lucky to have such a personality offering his service. Do you know what it could have cost us alone to have his service as a consultant? Do you know what it would have cost us alone to do the designing of the road? But he did it. So I consider myself lucky. And he said that is his own contribution to Ezag local government, where I also come from. He's from Ezag, moving to his retirement. So that's why we're able to achieve much, through people's support. For instance, you mentioned about NYSC. My team, like I said, are the reasons behind that. My chief of staff is an associate professor, pharmacology, UNN. So the students or the corpus are like his students. He knows they need to be attended to. And they will make the recommendation, this simple things. And that is why we're getting this far. It's teamwork. It's collaboration. Teamwork. So at times, it's not actually how much you put in there. It's how optimized you're able to make use of the one you have. And getting the right person to do it at a minimal cost. What we do actually is not how to make game through contract. It's achieving the result with the much we have. That's why we're able to do that. And we're doing more.
No wonder Mr. Zo of the CGC, Nigeria Limited, said the ease of doing business in Ezagu local government is far smoother than doing business outside Ezagu local government. But speaking to that, the servant leader who doesn't rest, because I was shown pictures that you're always on site, moving from one construction site to the other. Do you actually rest?
Yeah, I rest because I have my time schedule. You know, the school is supposed to reopen, you know, for the smart schools. And we have this task that we needed to meet up with the construction so that the contractors can be fast enough. So we need to give proper attention, inspection, and encouragement that they work as much as they can for us to meet up the time frame so that on that day the windows and the doors of the schools will be open. So I take my rest.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Now that you've mentioned it, I wanted to go into agriculture. But before I move into that, schools arrangement. And I want to ask, because this is particular of interest to me, how you've impacted the life of children in a Zagu community. How have your administration, your policies impacted on them directly? Because this is a nation where the number of out-of-school children are much and growing. If one takes accurate data, how have your policies impacted these little ones?
You know, like I've said, we are doing so much. One is that we had what we call our agric interventions.
Okay.
This agric intervention is a very small amount of money, but it's been targeted to the needy, the people who are staying in the village. We gave them free interest loan. We are supporting those young farmers with some of agricultural inputs, including fertilizers. We're encouraging the youths in our communities in small-scale businesses. We partnered with a Money Point, bought POS machines for them, trained them, and empowered them so that even in their communities, they can be doing something to earn some money. So these are interventions we do to encourage the youths.
Okay. All right. Now that you're talking about empowerment and all that, the provision of transformers to the point of, I've seen 500 kVA of transformer, Mexan transformer, given to people of Afugu. Even going forward, I even saw the videos of other provisions of same transformer, 200 kVA, 33 kVA, Mexan transformers. These are inner communities where one wouldn't usually feel that an honorable executive chairman like you should care much about providing transformers to.
Well, what is my work again? These things are basic things, like I've said. I really don't consider this thing as an achievement. It is appalling that up to this age, some people don't have light. I find it difficult to believe that for 5 years, like Afugu, the place where the local government is situated, doesn't have light. When they complained to me, I told them, say no more. You just have to have light. You
just have to get it done.
You have to get it done. We're not just giving transformers, we're giving them light.
Yes,
because
also,
we know the process of buying a transformer, going to the EEDC and things like that. I negotiate with the EEDC contractor. The process, the completion, he has to get it done for them to have their light.
You provided cables as well.
Whatever thing that is the problem that stops them from having that light, including paying for the administrative cost, whatever thing that will make them to have it, that's what we do. It is very easy to go and buy a transformer and give to them, because I know there are processes, including testing the transformers. So these things are things I consider as basic. It's just like having water at this age with what we have. I'll be shouting and give people water. I should be ashamed to say it. That's why I don't want to start saying such a thing. You don't lobby me to give you light. You don't have to lobby to have light. You don't have to lobby to have drinking water in your locality as a citizen. If we have the means, you don't have to lobby. So I don't consider that an achievement. I would be ashamed to be saying that in my local government that I gave light and globally to be captured. I would be ashamed of that.
Oh, for you, those are basics.
They are basics. They are basics. That's what they need.
Honorable, you've made me have dropped my script. I'm going off script.
Yeah.
Is there anything you're doing to see that after Dr. Vitalis Chinedundo is left the scene, that there will be another like him?
Yeah, we've actually changed the narratives. See, just like my principal, the governor, is doing in Enugu State. I don't think that any kind of person will jump up and say, I want to be a governor. Let me give a simple narrative. Some of us don't even know the genesis of these private schools we're enjoying today. Or rather, we are paying everything. Some don't know. It is purely failure of government. I'm about 50 years. I went to primary school from 1979 to 1984. In my local government, in my community at home and Diag. In my primary school, there is what we call teachers' quarters. Teachers live in school and take care of the students and do their work. It's gone now. For secondary school, it was between 1984 to 1990. I went to secondary school at CS Enugu. Teachers live in school and do their work. Recently, 2000 and up to now, this is just extinguished. Private school now came up. You don't pay all amount of money to train your child in nursery school, in primary school. Before secondary school, if you suffer stroke, you are dead. Mbah saw the need to restore education. And it's not just building school, it's building smart, green school in our various wards. Right. Those who are now left out from going to school because they can't afford the nursery and the primary private schools will now enjoy these government primary schools in their village. Not just enjoying it, they will now have the powers to compete with their counterparts in any part of the world.
All right.
They will not be displaced. So now, if you see this kind of a thing, he has to think out of the box to achieve it. And people are watching, people are seeing it. Nobody knows it is possible. But people who understand very well now know that there won't be a poor man or a poor boy in the village who cannot access school. Because he will surely go to the one nearest to his own house and even eat in school. And then his life will begin to change. If another person comes in as a governor, look, you must have to improve on that for people to listen to you.
All right.
With the team we have in the exact local government, I have 3 professors working with me.
3 professors?
Working with me at the exact local government. And it is purely on dedication. I mentioned about my chief of staff.
Yes.
Who is an associate professor pharmacology UNN. Dr. Tony Ude is my SA, special duties. I know what it takes them to do services in the exact local government. It's not the money. It's the passion to serve the people. Because since I have this mandate, I told them, guys, come. Let us see how we can change the narratives here. And that is the brainstorming we are doing. And that's what those simple things like attending to our corpus is very important. Not so much money. What did I do for them? I said, doing the normal thing I'm supposed to do as a local government. The body is happy with it. And you could see what it goes about in helping them. Even the police, because I said it is a teamwork. Because I come to work and I stay in the village, on one occasion, they have some health challenges. I called the DPO. It was the DPO who carried them around 12 midnight to go and give them medication.
The DPO?
DPO. And it could have been very difficult given insecurity for a visitor to assess anything. So it's doing the normal work that changes our society. So I believe with what is happening, people are getting more informed, people are getting aware, the government is getting aware. I don't think people will lower the standard again. I don't think so.
All right.
And there are so many people who have a lot of human resources that can take over for me and other persons.
If you've just been joining us, we've been speaking to the executive chairman of Ezagu local government area of Enugu State, Honorable Dr. Vitalis Chinedu Ndu. Honorable, let's talk about Enugu State because you've mentioned Dr. Mbah. Now, what's your assessment of the governor?
I don't know the word to use to qualify the governor, but he has brought a personality into governance. He has shown that leadership is all about commitment and then doing the right thing. I have actually mentioned about smart school.
Yes.
If you're able to analyze the importance of that smart school, you will find out it is a model for our country and even our continent to join the League of Developed Nations. You could see where he is going to from what he's intending to do. What causes insecurity? Lack of information, poor education, poor orientation, moral decadence. If you get it at a very lower level, you've solved a lot of problems. And I think that is where he's going to. It's a gift, not just to Enugu State, not just to Nigeria, but our continent and the world at large. He sat back and said this thing seated. No two persons knew what he meant by that. No two persons. Begin to imagine that the child abandoned in the village, I'm sure you have a village,
Yes.
could access a smart green school with his tablet and begin to know what is happening globally. From age 6 up to JS3, getting to the age of 14. That child is made. That child can offer services that will earn him little amount of money to write his SSCE. And he can cope with it. That child who now knows the basis of education cannot just be converted into religious or whatever clandestine associations that can cause violence. That child will know the effect of drug. That child can be able to report any person who abuses him or her. And that will give us security at the grassroots. And that will make us have all these talents hashed. So where he's going to with his leadership, he has made what looks impossible to be very possible and simple. He knows the import of agriculture. For a nation to be developed, we have to conquer food security. Check China, check Vietnam. The first thing you must conquer is food security. With the 200 hectares of land in all political wards, each political ward, each community will be sufficient agric-wise. If we give some people food, some kind of crime will stop. These are things he's doing spontaneously. Nobody has ever thought of it. When you occupy these bushes, all those clandestine things happening there will stop. It becomes a place you go and get your food. He has a vision. That's why I said, if after his tenure, I don't think dafts will begin to come up and say, I want to be a governor. Honestly speaking, engage him.
A standard has been set.
A standard has been set, and that's the way it is all over us.
All right. Honorable, let me ask. You were talking eloquently about the smart school. What you're telling me is that poor Akara frying woman at Omana Ndiago can access smart school.
Very well. Less than that poor Akara selling woman. There are people who don't have their mother selling Akara. Worse than that.
Can access
the smart school. Let me tell you one thing. When this government responsibility failed in the primary school, private business people closed the gap within the urban areas, abandoned the communities. The priests, whether Anglican or Catholic, started closing that gap. That's why every parish now have a private school where those poor people can go to. With the smart school, everybody in the community is free and compulsory, of course. They are moving in there. Nobody will be abandoned. The child who cannot afford food in their house will come to the smart school and the person will eat. It's not about the education. Some people don't even have money to eat or feed. So it's not about just going to school. They will take something that will make them have the energy to learn and go back and come back the next day.
They feed them in the smart school?
Yeah, at least a square meal. That's the standard.
It's a basic requirement.
That's the basic thing he has planned And that's what we are going to do.
So why do we have people criticizing the initiative?
Well, there is light, there is darkness. So you choose where you belong. The smart school is not being built for those who are training their children in the US or in Japan. It's built for poor people like us.
Like you?
Yes, the poor masses.
Okay.
So if there are people who are criticizing it, it's either they benefit from darkness.
Okay.
If there are people who come here to smoke in the night and you put solar lights here, they won't like you. Because what they do abhors the light. If they attack you, you will know why. So if there are people who are criticizing Peter, they don't want their brothers in the village to go to school. They want to become the only king or lord in their community. And I can describe them as agents of darkness. That's why I said there is light, there is darkness. Choose where you want to belong. Engage in a quality argument and ask, why the school? If you say you don't want the school, so what do you want? You want a private school. How much is our minimum wage? Do you know what it will cost you to pay for your child's fees in the nursery school before going to primary school? Somebody is trying to close that gap and allow the poor children to go to school. You say you don't want it because you can afford their own money in dollars. Then what do you think? How do you classify it? No, tell me, how do you classify it? So if you can't afford it, then stay in your village. That's what they want. It's not the best thing. So each time you assess the situation, let us know where the person belongs. Is it that he's a children of light or he belongs to that side of the world?
All right. On that note, we'll go on a short break. When we return, we'll continue with Honorable Dr. Vitalis Ndo.
Welcome to Aneke TV, the heartbeat of culture, truth, and innovation. From breaking news to inspiring documentaries, from grassroots traditions, mysteries of life to global perspectives, we'll tell your stories. We amplify your voice and your vision. With every screen we light up, we connect, inform, and empower. It's more than a television. This is Aneke TV. We move with the world.
All right. Thank you for staying with us. Remember, we are still discussing with the Honorable Chairman of Ezagu Local Government Area of Enugu State, Honorable Dr. Vitalis Chinedu Ndo, a man who's been reputed for his people-centered policies. When the people of Ezagu were asked, they described him as a servant leader. Honorable, it's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you.
Now we are in Enugu State. We've talked about the smart school. Let's talk about the transportation system, the bus terminal initiative, and the bus, in local parlance, one will say the bus park, that the governor has brought into place. What's your views about this? Being that you've been an advisor to governments, what do you differentiate this very initiative from previous ones?
Yeah, it's very simple. This is a product of having a vision and then doing the right thing. Of course, the governor has a strong team. When you do palliative appointments, you don't progress.
Sorry, when you do
palliative appointments, you don't progress.
Is that why the governor is so criticized?
No, I said the governor has vision.
Okay.
I'm trying to say he did merit-based appointment.
That's what I'm asking.
He has a strong team.
Okay.
And I now retorted, if you do a palliative appointment, you can't move ahead. The governor has strong team. Okay. His appointment is merit-driven.
Okay.
And the advisors are advising. You know, when you have an advisor whom you are advising, you can see you're wasting your time. You actually called him on palliative, not to come and contribute. So the governor has merit-based appointments because he's focused. That's why I believe it's happening that way.
Okay.
The bus terminal is what should be going on where a man of vision is. Simple as that.
Are people of Ezagu benefiting from this?
States. Ezagu is part of Enugu State, Nigeria at large. Because it makes transport easy. Let me tell you, if you go to Japan today, I can stay here and give you the means of getting to Tokyo or Yokohama because of the standard transport system. I will tell you, if you get down to Narita Airport, go to bus terminal so number. All the buses there are going to Tokyo. If you go to Tokyo, enter bus number this, you get to Yokohama. That's what is trying to replicate here. Get to Enugu, go to Holy Ghost, go to Holy Ghost terminal, take your bus to Nsukka. You will stay there, so children, you won't miss anything. Everything will be going normal. Because he brought people who knows it, who can reason with him. And that's why he's progressing. If he has sat back on compensation appointments, nothing will be going on. Same with Enugu Air. People with vision, people who can reason, who bring ideas to your table. You do brainstorming. And you see how it's working and work. And then you have to take it.
All right.
That is the product of doing merit-based appointments, having a strong team, people who want to work. So I commend him for that.
Okay.
And it's not surprising because you must define what you want. If you've come to the people to work, you will focus on whom you bring in to deliver the service. If you've come to eat some money, then you call your friends and then compensate them in an appointment and you eat the money. And the result is...
In the area of job creation now, looking at the Enugu Air, the bus rapid transport, and the unveiling of Hotel Presidential, do you see this as geared towards creating jobs? Because I've heard people on this program, some say that these programs, like the bus rapid terminal, the unveiling of Enugu Air, the unveiling of Hotel Presidential, they've said that it's elitist and not for the people. What do you have to tell such people?
How is it elitist? When you make the economy to be more competitive, what do you call it? You make it more affordable for the people, for the users. The CNG did not stop in other bus. You make your choice. The people there are still in their business. The Hotel Presidential did not increase the tax of any other hotel. Neither was it closed down. You choose the one you want to go to. You must not fly Enugu Air. If you don't want to fly Enugu Air, you can fly Air. So how is it elitist? The CNG bus, is it higher in cost than the other buses? You see, I don't know how it is elitist. Instead, it has created employment. To teaming people who are now computer literate can work in a transport company as if to say it was meant for peasants alone. Because they do the ticketing processes, they do the accounting processes there. So it created employment for people of different class and shade. So I don't see it saying that it is elitist. How is it elitist? Go and check it. If there is maybe no bank strike, you could see how it serves an alternative. So making the economy to be buoyant and then creating more opportunities for people to make their decisions and choose where to go, how is it elitist?
All right. Honorable, we were talking about it. Let's look at Ezagu vis-a-vis Enugu State. How or what did you do in collaboration with the governor to ensure the security that we witnessed this time around? Given that before you came to office, these areas were impassable, there were a lot of things in the media, but it's no longer in the news again. People seem to travel seamlessly, and nobody talks about the security challenge any longer.
Well, you see, government is an integration. The governor here is leading in terms of giving some necessary equipment. You can see the rapid response team that have been deployed anywhere. And each time you have a complaint, it is fast responded to. For us at the local government, we are trying to make use of technology. We use the drone system to survey the environment. And the state government is collaborating very well. These things are not very easy, but I think if you are consistent and deliberate, they understand. Like you should know very well, like if we say that we are mindful of fighting insecurity through development, these are the things you use to change the environment where they are. If the farm where they stay is now a farmland where people can come and get their food as government, you try to squeeze them away from that particular place. So it is collaborative, and we are getting all the support.
All right. Through collaboration.
Yeah, through collaboration.
All right. Honorable, before I let you go, let's speak to something that was so going on in the local government, the pavilion. What's that about?
That pavilion is, I consider it very necessary. Very necessary because as a local government, we used to have a lot of functions. And we need a pavilion, we need a hall for such things. Like in my primary school, we used to come and do march past at the local government. And if you go there, you will see what we used to see there. And to date, such things are still there now. And we feel like we need to upgrade the capacity of what is there and then offer our people a better place where they can do some functions and save cost. You know, each time you have a small thing to do, you start looking for a canopy, and it makes things more expensive. So we're fixing the pavilion, to offer a conducive environment for functions. They understand? And then even the children, their sports festival or their sports competition can be held. They will have a place to stay and feel comfortable about it. So that's the brain behind the pavilion. It is a necessity, and I believe every local government should have a pavilion. And ENSUBEB is almost coming behind others who've already gotten a pavilion. But we are trying to do it in a standard that we don't go back. It can meet at least years coming, that it to be standard and to be nice, to be great.
All right. Before I let you go, do you have any final thing you want to talk about? Either to your people or to the people of Enugu State? There must be something dear to your heart that you've been wanting to speak about.
I will tell our people to take responsibility anywhere they are. If you are in your community, you are part of government at your own level. Security-wise, if you see something bad, communicate it. Development-wise, if there's anything government is doing, take ownership of it because the community will benefit it. Make sure you live a responsible life. And then for the people, you should be able to know what is right and what is bad, especially the adults. I believe the governor of Enugu State is doing a very good work. And I will appeal to them to continue to support him. It's for the good of our people. It's for development. He meant well for the people. So that's my message to our people.
All right. On that note, that's where we'll draw the curtain today on the insight. But remember, on the insight, your views, your opinion matter to us. Then let us know what you feel about what the Honorable has said. Give us feedback. Or are there other questions you feel that we should ask the Honorable when next he's here with us? Or issues that you want us discussed? Remember to reach us with the hashtag, The Insight, or at Aneke TV on our social media handles on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. And then, remember, on The Insight, your view matters. To come your way, same time next week. I am Uche Osai, and Honorable, it's been wonderful speaking to you. Thank you.
And thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you so much.
With every screen we light up, we connect, inform and empower. It's more than a television. This is Aneke TV. We move with the world.